Welcome back to Interview Mock Lab Podcast. We're often told that what we say in an interview is, well, everything. We spend so much time crafting answers, practicing,
Yeah.
agonizing over every single word.
Right.
But what if I told you that the words themselves are often just, a tiny piece of the puzzle? Today, we're going to uncover that powerful, often unconscious language your body speaks.
Yeah, the silent stuff.
Exactly. And how truly mastering it can dramatically boost your interview success, really transform how you're perceived.
It's absolutely true. So many otherwise qualified candidates, they miss out. And it's often not because of what they said,
Right.
but because they overlooked the critical nonverbal cues they were sending out. We're talking about a silent conversation happening, beneath the surface,
Right.
signals that can powerfully build confidence, establish rapport.
Or sink you.
Or unfortunately, undermine everything you're verbally trying to achieve. You might be perfectly answering every question, but if your body's telling a different story, well, it creates this disconnect.
A disconnect the interviewer just feels.
Exactly. They pick up on it instinctively.
That's a crucial point. So, okay, our mission today is to equip you with practical, actionable strategies. We want to make sure your body language isn't just neutral, but actively working for you in that crucial interview setting. Making sure your silent story is one of confidence and capability.
What's truly fascinating here is how communication actually functions, like at a deeper level.
Yeah.
Classic studies suggest that only about 7%, just 7% of what we communicate are the actual words we use.
Wow, only 7%. That's tiny.
It really is. Think about it. Another 38% comes from vocal elements. Your intonation, the rhythm of your speech, the tone you use.
Okay, how you say it.
Right. But a massive 55%, that's all nonverbal.
55%.
Yeah. Your facial expressions, your gestures, your posture, how you carry yourself, even those subtle movements. It's the unspoken majority.
That's astonishing when you really break it down. I mean, it means the vast majority of the message you're sending isn't even leaving your mouth.
Pretty much.
Imagine that more than half of what an interviewer perceives about you, how trustworthy you seem, how confident, it's all unspoken. So if you've ever walked out of an interview feeling like, I nailed every question, but still got rejected, that 55% could very well be the silent saboteur.
It often is.
So today, we're going to make sure your body is sending all the right signals every single time, right from the moment you walk in.
Let's do it.
Let's start right at the beginning then. Your overall posture when you sit down.
Okay.
I know for me, sometimes it's a natural inclination to maybe slouch a bit or maybe even cross my arms if I'm feeling a little reserved or just trying to settle in. You can feel comfortable.
And those are exactly the kinds of signals we want to consciously avoid.
Right.
While it might feel comfortable for you slouching or folding your arms, it tends to make you appear smaller, more closed off, almost defensive.
Defensive. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. Or nervous. It can signal nervousness or even disinterest to the interviewer, even if you're internally focused and totally engaged.
Okay.
See, beyond just looking confident, an open posture, shoulders back, chest slightly out, but, not rigid.
Not like a soldier.
Exactly. It subconsciously signals approachability, confidence, and, well, a lack of threat. It taps into these really primal human trust mechanisms, making the interviewer feel more at ease, often without them even realizing why.
So we're aiming for an expansive, open stance. No crossed legs, no folded arms then. That makes sense for projecting approachability. But how do we achieve that ideal, engaged posture without looking stiff? Or like we're trying too hard?
Yeah, good question. It's about a subtle shift. Keep your body open. Definitely avoid crossing your legs or arms entirely.
Okay.
A really effective technique once you're seated is to engage slightly forward from the waist.
Lean in a bit.
Just slightly. This isn't about leaning so far forward you look aggressive or, overly eager, but just a subtle, almost imperceptible tilt. This posture. It gives the clear appearance that you are genuinely interested, attentive, and actively involved in the conversation. You're ready to participate.
It subtly says, I'm here, I'm present, I'm listening.
Exactly. It's very positive.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Okay, what about fidgeting? I've definitely seen people in interviews jiggling their leg or tapping their fingers or, playing with a pen.
Oh, yeah.
It often feels like a way to release nervous energy, right?
Yeah.
But it must be distracting for the interviewer.
It absolutely is. And while it might provide a temporary release for you, excessive movement like that, leg jiggling, constantly shifting in your chair, playing with a button on your shirt or a ring or that pen, It just screams anxiety and nervousness to the interviewer. It's a huge distraction, honestly. It pulls attention away from your thoughtful answers.
And undermines your credibility.
Yeah, unfortunately, it can erode the interviewer's confidence in your ability to stay calm and composed under pressure. You really want to project steadiness, not restlessness.
So how do we actually do that? How do we calm those nerves, especially when the stakes feel so high and our bodies just want to betray us with all that fidgeting?
Well, combating that nervousness, which is, let's face it, a very natural response in high-stakes situations like an interview,
Totally.
a really good initial tip is simply to slow your breathing down.
Just breathe slower.
Yeah. Before the interview, or even discreetly during, just take a few deeper, slower breaths. This actively engages your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your body's rest and digest system.
Ah, okay.
It's not just about feeling calm. It physically lowers your heart rate, relaxes muscle tension, and sends concrete signals of composure to your brain and, crucially, to the interviewer.
That's a solid physiological hack.
It is. And another quick technique, if you have a moment beforehand, something called power posing.
Power posing.
Yeah, spending just maybe 2 minutes in an expansive, confident stance, like standing with your hands on your hips, chest out, or maybe arms raised in a V shape.
Like Wonder Woman.
Kind of, yeah. It can actually reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, and increase testosterone, the confidence hormone. It's another physiological trick for boosting confidence.
Those are fantastic practical tips anyone can use right away.
Okay.
Okay, so once we've managed those initial nerves and set our posture, our hands, they become the next powerful communicators, don't they?
They really do.
Capable of either underscoring our confidence or, well, betraying our anxiety. What about our hands? They can be quite expressive, sometimes without us even realizing it.
Absolutely. And when used correctly, hand gestures can really emphasize your points and add to your credibility.
Okay.
The key is they should feel natural, like they flow from your thoughts. Used primarily to illustrate or emphasize what you're saying, not as some kind of nervous distraction. Think of them as extensions of your words.
Got it. So are there specific gestures we should be aware of? Or maybe even intentionally use?
Yeah, there are a few specific gestures that can convey really powerful messages. For example, palms upwards.
Like this, showing your palms.
Exactly. This gesture generally signifies honesty, openness, trustworthiness. It's an inviting, non-threatening signal. Suggests you have nothing to hide. Often used when you're genuinely presenting an idea or being transparent.
Okay, palms up for honesty. What else?
Touching your heart. Briefly.
Touching your heart.
Yeah, it can literally connect your words to your feelings, conveying that what you're saying is genuine and sincere. It adds a little emotional weight.
Interesting.
And then there's steepling.
Steepling, like building a church steeple with your fingers.
Kind of, yeah. It's when you bring your fingertips together, forming that sort of pyramid or steeple shape with your hands.
Okay.
It's a widely recognized sign of confidence, thoughtfulness, even authority. Often used when making a definitive statement or maybe summarizing a complex idea. It suggests a reflective, considered perspective.
Confidence and thoughtfulness. Got it. Anything to avoid.
Definitely. Avoid clasping your hands tightly together.
Like wringing your hands.
Or just holding them tightly clasped in your lap. It's often a sign of self-comfort and anxiety, almost like you're holding yourself together. You really want to steer clear of that in an interview. Makes you look less composed.
Right. Less composed, more self-protective. Okay. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for me. I've heard about mirroring.
Ah, yes.
This idea of subtly matching someone else's movements. But it always strikes me as a really fine line. How does that actually work in an interview without looking like you're just imitating someone or being fake?
That's a perceptive question because the key to mirroring is precisely that, extreme subtlety.
Okay.
It's a powerful technique for building rapport, sometimes called the chameleon effect by psychologists.
Chameleon effect, right.
You can subtly reflect hand movements or maybe positive gestures like a slight lean they do.
Yeah.
But you absolutely must make sure to wait maybe about 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Roughly. Before you subtly do it yourself, this isn't about instantly mimicking every single move they make.
That would be weird.
Yeah, that would look awkward and disingenuous, almost like mocking. Instead, it's about reflecting their general energy and openness. It makes them feel more at ease by unconsciously signaling, hey, we're on the same wavelength.
So not an instant replay then, more like a gentle delayed echo of their general vibe and energy.
Precisely. That's a great way to put it. And, it extends beyond just physical movements, too.
Oh, yeah.
You can also subtly mirror their speech, maybe by picking up on their vocabulary, using specific jargon they use naturally,
Oh, okay.
or even gently matching the rate and volume of their speech. Again, the emphasis is always on subtlety and authenticity. You're not imitating.
Right. You're aiming for harmony and connection, not mimicry.
Exactly.
So why is this so powerful? What's happening psychologically when we do this mirroring thing? And why should an interviewee really care about it?
Well, it raises an important point about human psychology. People naturally trust and feel more at ease with others who seem similar to
We
themselves.
like people who are like us.
Fundamentally, yes. So
Mhm.
when you subtly mirror someone, their posture, gestures, even their speech patterns, you're creating the subconscious sense of familiarity and connection. It's like a primal form of bonding.
Okay.
By subtly mirroring, you help the interviewer feel more comfortable, fostering a stronger connection, building that rapport, often without them even consciously realizing what's happening.
Wow.
It builds an unspoken bridge between you, making them more receptive to your message and, frankly, to you as a person.
That's powerful stuff. Okay, let's talk eye contact. This is something I think many people struggle with, especially under pressure.
Definitely.
It's easy to look down or avoid their gaze. Sometimes it feels like it helps you think or just manages the nerves, but I suspect that sends the wrong message.
It absolutely does. And it's a really common mistake interviewees make, avoiding an interviewer's gaze or consistently looking down. Unfortunately, it can be interpreted as a lack of confidence or
Right.
trustworthiness or even just disengagement. You might just be concentrating hard, but the message being sent is different.
Hmm.
Instead, by looking them directly in the eyes, not staring, but connecting, you're projecting confidence, sincerity, and engagement. It shows you're present, focused, and have nothing to hide.
So should we just stare intently then, like a staring contest? Because that also sounds pretty uncomfortable for everyone involved.
No, not at all. Staring is definitely unnerving.
Yeah.
Can even feel aggressive.
Yeah.
The ideal technique is more about alternating your gaze gently. Think of it like creating a soft triangle, maybe around their eyes and the bridge of their nose.
A triangle.
Yeah. Look at their left eye for a moment, then their right eye, then maybe briefly at the bridge of their nose or even their mouth area. Do this, say, every 3 seconds or so, just long enough to even notice the color of their eyes, then shift softly.
Okay, shift gently every few seconds.
Exactly. This creates an engaging, natural connection without being too intense or making the interviewer feel scrutinized. It shows you're attentive without being overbearing.
That's a really practical tip for managing a one-on-one. What about panel interviews? Where you've got multiple people looking at you and you need to engage with everyone.
Panels, yes. For panel interviews, it's crucial to make sure you engage with everyone present at some point. You want to acknowledge each person on that panel.
Right. Make them all feel included.
Exactly. However, you should specifically focus your attention and direct your gaze primarily towards the person who is currently asking you the question or speaking.
Focus on the speaker.
Right. Once you've answered or they've finished their point, you can then make brief eye contact with the other panel members, just a quick glance to include them in the conversation before returning your focus to the next speaker or questioner.
Okay, so primary focus on the current speaker, but acknowledge the others. That shows respect and inclusivity for the whole group.
Precisely.
This next one is fascinating because it touches on something so many of us do subconsciously. Maybe without ever realizing the subtle, often negative message it might be sending.
Indeed. And the main rule here, to avoid sending those unintended signals, specifically ones that might suggest dishonesty,
Dishonesty.
is to refrain from touching your face while you're talking or listening.
Don't touch your face at all.
Well, specifically, you want to avoid touching your nose, your mouth, your ears, or maybe your sideburns area. These are very common nervous habits, right?
Yeah, I can picture people doing that.
But they have this powerful, often negative, subconscious association.
And why is that so important? What's the perceived connection there, even if it's unconscious? Why does touching your nose signal dishonesty?
Well, these gestures are often interpreted, even subconsciously, as signs that you might be being dishonest or perhaps withholding information when you're answering questions.
Oh.
Think about the classic image of someone covering their mouth when they're hiding something or maybe rubbing their nose when telling a little fib.
Right, like Pinocchio.
Exactly. So you want to appear open, transparent, genuine. Actively avoiding face touching helps reinforce that image of candor and honesty. It ensures your nonverbal communication isn't undermining your verbal truthfulness. It just ensures your entire presentation is Well, cohesive.
Cohesive. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the handshake.
Ah, the first touch.
Yes. It seems so obvious, such a fundamental part of meeting someone professionally, but it's still something people often get wrong, don't they?
Oh, absolutely.
It's truly that unspoken word that kicks off any professional interaction and leaves that critical first impression.
It absolutely is. And so many people either go too firm, the bone crusher handshake,
Huh.
which can come across as overly dominant or even aggressive, or on the other end, they go too weak, that limp fish-like handshake.
A dead fish.
Exactly, which suggests underconfidence or maybe even disinterest. Neither is ideal for making a strong, positive first impression. I actually coached this brilliant engineer once. Aced all the technical questions, but consistently gave a handshake so limp it felt, well, like a dead fish. He kept getting feedback that he seemed disengaged just because that first touch completely undermined his otherwise stellar verbal performance.
Wow, that's a powerful illustration of how critical it is.
Yeah.
So what's the perfect handshake then? How do we get it just right to convey that ideal blend of confidence and respect?
Okay, first, always try to initiate the handshake if possible.
Take the lead.
Yeah, it shows initiative and confidence. Then, when you do shake, aim to match the interviewer's grip. Not too strong, not too weak, but firm and equal.
Match their pressure. Got it.
Apply what we often call the 1 to 2 second rule. A firm, brief shake. Not prolonged, definitely not pumping.
Brief and firm.
And crucially, make genuine eye contact, smile warmly, and if you can, repeat their name as you do it. Nice to meet you, Sarah.
Ah, use their name.
Yes. These small details, the timing, the pressure, the eye contact, the verbal acknowledgement, they create a really powerful, positive initial impression. It sets a great tone for the whole interview.
It's your first chance to connect, non-verbally, and set that positive precedent.
Exactly right. So, you see, by consciously integrating these body language tips, you're not just preparing answers for an interview, you're actively shaping the entire perception you create. It's about ensuring your nonverbal communication supports and, really, amplifies your verbal message. It gives you this holistic approach to presenting your most authentic and capable self.
It's not about being fake.
Not at all. This isn't about becoming someone you're not, but about aligning your inner confidence with your outer expression, so they match.
Absolutely. You're already putting in all that work to craft your answers, to prepare for those tough questions.
Right.
So let your body reinforce that confidence and capability you already possess. Putting these strategies into practice will give you a significant advantage, I think.
Huge advantage.
And truly help you convey the best version of yourself, making a lasting impression that goes way beyond just the words. It's about that coherence you mentioned, about your whole self speaking a unified message.
Well said. We truly hope this discussion on body language has given you some clear, actionable insights for your next interview. And remember, practice makes perfect.
It really does.
The more you consciously apply these techniques, even in daily interactions, the more natural and authentic they'll become. That allows your genuine self to shine through confidently.
Thank you for joining us on this show. As you prepare for your next interview, just remember, your body isn't just a vessel for your words. It's a silent, powerful storyteller, shaping perceptions long before you even speak. So ask yourself, what story will your body tell, and how will you ensure it's the one that truly opens doors?
Great final thought.
If you're looking for more expert tips to master your interview game, be sure to tune in or subscribe to the Interview Mock Lab channel for more invaluable advice. We'll see you next time.